my name is Karen Becker and I am the Baby Guru. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I explain and hopefully take the frustration out of a lot of your baby purchasing. There's a lot going on, there's a lot of questions being asked, and it seems to be like a different language for people. So I've been in the industry a long time and I think these videos are really going to help you. Today, I really want to do how to winterize with baby, because it can be a bit of a struggle and I think it's relatively basic, but let's just go through some cardinal rules on the what to do's and best purchases for the job at hand. Here in Canada, it can look like a rainy Vancouver winter, or it can go all the way over to the East Coast and it can just be horrifically cold. So let's do both of those, and then hopefully this really helps you, which is my end goal at the end of the day. So first of all, let's look at some super cute little accessories. So babies in, say, their strollers and their car seats, they are going to need hats and gloves. They tend to, you tuck their hands in and they bring them out, you touch their hands and they're like icicles and you feel terrible. So I'm gonna show you some samples here. This is Cali Kids. Cali Kids has been doing gloves for a long time. This is not the only glove company on the market, not by any far imagination, but this is a great brand and I'll tell you why. So this is me telling you what to look for in whatever brands you're looking at. There are some key elements. So these are truly newborns. They have no thumb. No thumb, don't need a thumb when they're really small because they're not holding anything. You only need that digit to grasp a hold of bottles, sippy cups, toys, that kind of stuff. So these are awesome to keep the hands warm. When you separate the digits, they are not warm. It's a bit of a struggle for the body to keep them warm. And you're not under the age of 1 for sure, even under the age of 2, you are not buying gloves. Please don't buy gloves that have separate digits. You'll never get their hands in there, and there's really no point. They do need their thumb at some point, but not right off the bat. So this is a nice waterproof glove. This has got a nice long sleeve on it. The sleeve is great because then you can tuck it up the jacket, the sweater, whatever they're wearing, because they're going to be wearing long sleeves. I suggest these go on first and then you put on the actual long sleeved top, jacket, whatever you're putting on for whatever the situation is. These have got the strings. I like to call them silly strings. These are threaded into the jacket from one sleeve through to the other so that we never lose the gloves. If you like the gloves you've bought, buy a couple of pairs because often these get dirty. They tend to goober on them. They use them because they can't get their hands in their mouths. They will end up with their gloves in their mouths. So buy a couple of pairs at least so that you've always got a fresh pair of gloves because you really can't leave the house without them. You're a bit stuck. Okay, so that is definitely a thing about winter gear, is to make sure that it's always ready to go. As far as hats goes, this is a Stones hat. There is a million beautiful, different, cute, delightful hats out there. What I like to see is this ear flap. So I'd like to see the ear flap because then we're trying to avoid the ear infections. That cold air on the ears is not needed. And then a quick release under the chin so that it's easy to get on and really easy to take off. This one's just Velcro. So I like this design. It's cute, it's affordable, looks good, in the washer, in the dryer. This is the other thing. Please buy winter equipment that goes in the washer and the dryer, because if you don't have it ready to go, you can't go. Okay, so that's that. Let's talk about when it first starts getting chilly. Here in Ontario, out in Vancouver, it starts getting a bit chilly and you realize you need to do a little more than you've got going. So blankets, we all have dozens of blankets. I'm a blanket freak. I love them. You can see my blanket ladder behind me. I love blankets. So different kinds of blankets, use all the ones you've got, keep them in the car, put them on your children when they're in the car seat and the stroller as the weather gets a bit cooler, but this is not good enough for the winter. Once we start getting really cold, the blanket only program needs to leave, okay? But we can use these, and a great spot to use your blankets is in your bassinet. If you're gonna walk and talk with your baby, using the bassinet with blankets is awesome. Stack them up a little bit, I love it. So they're not gonna go to waste. This is an incredible product. So most of your strollers will come with, or you can buy a rain cover or some kind of a weather shield. This is a fancier weather shield. This is the Manito, as in a brand. This is the Manito cover. It's quilted, so you get them in different colors. They do two different kinds. This is called the Castle model, which is the one very much for the winter. It's quilted. And Elegance is the one for the spring into the summer. It's a lot thinner. It's a nylon cover, but not as thick as this. So I see a lot of this out and about on the streets, and I think it's worth talking about. Both Elegance and Castle have got two different models, and it depends on the car, on the actual seat, on your stroller that you've got. This is the part that even I get confused with. So sure as heck, people out there buying, first-time parents may get confused with this. So let's say it's winter and you're buying a Castle, a Manito Castle cover, and you have a stroller that when you recline the seat, both the actual seat and the back of the seat go together. It all just goes, and you might not even notice this. You will probably have to look at your product to see if it does this. And then you've got other seats on strollers that when you grasp the handle on the back, usually you give it a squeeze and it comes down, only the back of the seat moves. The seat, the bum of the child is sitting on doesn't go anywhere. Those are two different models within these classifications. One's called Alpha, one's called Beta. Beta is when the whole body moves, and Alpha is when just the back moves. So make sure if you are buying into this, you can DM me. You make sure the sales associate is fully aware of what you've got so that you don't get this wrong. But this is worth looking into for the beginnings of the winter and also into the spring. Fabulous product. Okay, moving along to the hardcore products. So the bags and the covers we use in our strollers and our car seats. The infant car seat is the very first product you'll use to carry your baby around in, and in the winter you need something in it or on it to keep your baby warm. I am today going to talk about 7am Enfant products. That is a brand that does all the covers you could possibly imagine, so this just makes it easier for me to show you what is available on the market. I am not in any way saying that this is the only brand, but I will say it is my favorite brand and they do an amazing job. It is a French designer. She has great style. Her fabrics are stunning. I have to give 100% kudos to this company. It is fantastic. As you can see, the style is incredible. And I have got a bag, which is actually called Le Sac Igloo. And this is Le Sac Igloo in size 0 to 12 months. 0 to 12 months is the first size. There is a 12, I think it's 12 to 36 months is the second size. Not as popular because I will show you why. You tend to go into a different product at that point, but don't try and get a larger Sac Igloo for the infant car seat because this is too long and it will just drape on the floor. You can see how this is clearing. In the winter, things are dirty, there's snow on the ground, or it's wet. You want everything clearing. So keep that in mind. This is why blankets aren't so great. Your children will kick their legs and the blanket is gone. Okay, so my child, my friend here, is in his bag doing a great job, nice and cozy. This unzips. This is like the child's coat for the sake of argument. So the big thing with the infant car seat is the child really needs to be dressed as normal and then covered or in something that allows for that child to stay nice and warm. One thing I won't tell you about this industry, if I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times, is people tend to not unzip these products when they enter a store and the child gets too hot. Too hot is not good. We are not cooking our children. We are protecting them from the elements. When you enter a store and you unzip your Canada Goose, you also need to unzip theirs. So if you're not sure how hot your baby is and you don't want to, disturb them, you can take your hand and put it down the back here, right here, and this is the area down the back of their neck. If you feel any kind of sweat, if they're damp, your baby is too hot, you could do to unbuckle and take them out and cool them down. The cold part isn't as bad as the too hot. That's just some expert advice for you. Okay, back to my little bag here. So as you can see, the head is covered. I've got him unzippered. He's in there. He's got his 5-point harness in. His little toesies really should be covered. I would probably have a sleeper that had feet on it, or I'd put my little sockies on or some little shoes on, whatever we've got here. And the rest is history. He's warm enough in there. You could put the hat on here if you feel that this is not going to be covering too much. Depending on where you live, take that fully into regard when you're purchasing these products. There is a lot of talk in the parenting world about not having bulk behind your child's back when they are in the infant car seat. This product is beyond and well beyond our parenting chit chat, and I will show you why, and they have solved your problems, people. There is no worries. So this easily zips up and down, washer and dryer friendly because it needs to be. When there's also a zip, actually, I'd like to point out on the top here, so you can let air out here. There is a lot of heat coming from that child's head. So if you find that they're super hot, you can just unzip at the top. So let me show you a fantastic feature of this particular product, which will ease everybody when we are talking about bags and car seats, because it is the same discussion every year for every year I've been in this industry, and that is a lot. So I'm just going to put my babe over here. All right, so as you can see, and this is in a Kleck-Ling, so always a huge thank you to Kleck for giving me equipment to use whilst I'm doing all of this stuff, just so that you know I'm using proper equipment and this is not some kind of a prop. It is not. In the back of this unit, there are Velcro straps. The Velcro straps are holding these into place. I can pull them through. I can also do this. So I can go in and I can totally take this strapping system and I can extract the bag. Okay. Let's just move my friend over slightly. Okay. So here's the bag. And as you can see, you can actually remove the piece. I've left it in here. This is the piece on the back. So you can decide to leave it on there, or you can have it. Let me just put it back on here to show you. I think these are the things that you wish people would show you in a store, and maybe they don't have time. It's hard to know. Busy Saturday afternoon, but this is the stuff that I love to show people, because I think it makes you feel empowered and comfortable and confident in the job at hand, which is a huge job, and that's taking care of your babies. Okay, so when this piece is on the back, it actually has got these little rubber pieces, and those stop it from just sliding down. But this piece comes out. So I can take this whole panel off, and what that does is it just ends the conversation about having bulk behind their back. There is no bulk behind their back. There's nothing there. So this would go in, the straps would come right through that hole. The baby is nice and warm still, and we continue using the product how I showed you how to use it a couple of minutes ago. It's incredible, fantastic design. It's been around a long time now, and they have it down to an absolute complete and utter fine art. So that is a 7am enfant Le Sac et Glue. It is 0 to 12 months. I don't know what color this is, but I have to say they do it in every kind of color you could imagine, and that's not really the point of my conversation with you today. I'm going to put that one over there too. So onto the cover. If you really don't want to use a bag, for whatever reasons, doesn't matter, you have to use something. It's going to be a bag or a cover. Here's the cover, and it really is like a big jam jar cover. Like it's a big cover. It has got elastic all the way around the outside. It will go over every kind of a car seat. There's really no car seat it won't go over. So what sometimes happens with the car seat, so the Kleck The Click Canopy, I'm just going to show you something here. This is sealed in because you don't have to remove their fabrics to clean. It is removable, but you wouldn't probably remove it. But it is sealed in, let's say for the sake of argument in this situation. So this canopy would stay like this when you're using the cover. Some canopies, when you pull them forward, actually can come all the way forward, leaving a bit of a gap here so that you're able to put the cover there and then pull the canopy over the cover. So I will say with the cover, with say a Click Ling, is you don't get to use your canopy. So if that bothers you, move over to the bag. See, it's these fine details that people sometimes don't tell you, and then when you start using them, you do the I wish I had, which is what the Baby Guru service is all about. It's about giving you that inside scoop that I've learned over years and years, and it'll just help you. All right, very easy. So that's how the bag looks. My baby's face is right here in this little cute peekaboo. There are zippers here. I can Velcro these back here. And this just allows me to let the heat out of this situation because it can get pretty hot in here too. This is not as thick as the bag. And there's definitely more air around the child, which means that child has to heat that air up to remain warm. So what I would also suggest is that you take your blankets that you have and take one thinner blanket and possibly put that over your child first before you fasten this one up. It depends on where you live, depends on the winter, depends on how hot the child is, but that's just a little bit of a hint as far as using the covers. So this is a one-size-fit-all, tons of fabrics. Again, it's my friends at 7 AM Enfant in Love. There are lots of others on the market, but this is a fantastic brand to at least explore when you are doing your research, which should be, don't leave it too long, people. Don't get caught flat-footed. People do it all the time. You're in the throes of summer. You can't even believe it's going to get cold again. And then boom, it gets cold. So I'm just going to move my car seat over slightly. When it comes to the stroller and your child in the stroller. So whatever you use in your car seat, that's going to stay in your car seat. Don't think you're changing this to the stroller because you're not. There's enough work to do in the winter without having to do that. This is a 7 AM Enfant 212 blanket. The 212 blanket fits different sizes and will fit every stroller. It has got, again, the removable panel on the back, which not as many people want to do in a stroller, but it does make pulling the harness through easier. If you're the person who doesn't want to deal with pulling the harness through with the back panel on, then take it off. This unit has also got growth panels, so you can zip and unzip these panels off the bottom and create different lengths for different children. So this comes off, the next one comes off. So in essence, if I fold this like this, the length of this when you first start is probably like this, then you add this, then you add this. So as your child grows, I would keep it to the right length because otherwise, again, there's too much air for that child to keep nice and warm in there, and add them as you go. You're gonna use this for a long time. You'll use your infant bag, obviously, for as long as you're gonna use your infant car seat. This you're gonna use for your stroller life. You can actually open the bottom of it too. So if you find they're getting too big or they've got dirty boots on, you can let the feet out at the bottom. You've got pockets here, you've got the zipper on the top, the same fantastic design that you have on absolutely everything they do. So I feel like we've winterized. Thank you for joining me. Feel free, obviously, to tune into as many of my explaining and how to use. This is about how to use, the questions to ask, and the right direction to get you started. And my job is to take the frustration out of the baby purchasing. You should be enjoying your baby bumps. You should be enjoying the experience and not be so focused on the products. If I can educate you, you will be doing amazingly and feel confident. Thanks for joining me. Please follow me on Instagram. Go to my website, www.thebabyguru.ca, where I do some really intense comparisons that take a little bit longer to do. Instagram is daily information and keeping you totally in touch with what's happening with the industry. It's busy out there. So thanks again. Once more, I'm the Baby Guru, and I will see you again soon. This is just one of dozens of Baby Guru videos to help you with your product choices and planning. Follow me on Instagram for daily news and reviews. For any questions, either DM me or email me at info@thebabyguru.ca.